Well, welcome back to the Fairway Bandits Disc Golf 101 video series. This is episode 4, part 1, where we discuss the question, what are the basic rules? Now, if you want to find a more detailed version of those rules, you can find them at pdga.com, or you can access them directly through your UDisc app. So, just open up that UDisc app, click on More down there at the bottom, and then click on the official rules and regulations. And as you can see, that will take you into a very detailed digital breakdown of those rules for you. But if you'd prefer, there's also a place on there where you can find a printer-friendly version that you can print out and read them in paper form as well. And as you can see, there are a lot of rules, and we're definitely not going to be hitting all those in this video. But before moving on to the actual rules, I want to talk about some disc golf etiquette or some basic behavior. And we want to really treat the course with respect. So no littering, collect and throw away all your trash. Don't alter the course in any way by breaking tree limbs or shrubs or moving things around, signs, picnic tables, that kind of stuff. While you're playing, try to remain quiet and behind other players while they're throwing so that you're not a distraction to them. Try to keep your groups, to 3 to 5, something like that, just for speed of play, and allow faster groups, when possible, to move through, or individuals. And remember, you can start around on any hole, but try not to start directly in front of somebody else who's already playing. Leave some cushion there if you can, and always be aware of your surroundings and give other park users the right of way. And remember, use of our public parks for disc golf is a privilege and not a right, so let's act respectfully and responsibly so we do not lose that privilege. Now, as I'm going through these rules, you're going to hear me referring to casual play and tournament play. Casual play is really just any type of play with your friends or by yourself. You can really make up the rules if you want. And then tournament play would be those sanctioned or organized events in which most of these rules apply. Now, the best way to do this in my mind is just to discuss disc golf terms, and we'll apply them to the game as we go. So let's start off with the term card. It's kind of a general term simply just for a group of individuals teeing off together, typically between 3 and 5 individuals for speed of play. Now, this term is derived from a scorecard, but the scorecard is the actual tracking method for keeping scores, whether it's a paper version or a digital version. They'll typically be handed out in tournaments, so you'd see a scorecard like this, which is a paper card, which will have the tee order and the players who are playing together on that particular hole. There's also reusable cards like this one that you can use over and over and over again, and then the digital one like on your UDisc app that will track your scores as well as your tee order or your throwing order as you go. So moving on from scorecard, let's talk about the tee area. So you're getting out on the course and you start out on whatever hole you guys choose to, and the tee area is going to be the designated starting point for each hole. Normally there's going to be a sign and a concrete tee pad or a rubber tee pad or something to significantly show that, hey, this is your tee area, like a natural one like this with just timbers or even bricks in the ground, or a couple of flags marking the front corners, or a line painted on the ground, or in some cases there's just a sign or something marking the general tee area for that hole, so you'll just throw off to the side. The important thing to remember when throwing from a designated tee area or a tee pad is that neither foot can be planted beyond or outside those during your throwing motion. I mean, you could start off the tee pad if you wanted to, but while you're throwing, you must remain within those parameters until the disc has left your hand. All right, moving on. You're going to need a tee order while you're up there, a throw order. Casual play will be ready golf, so whoever's ready to throw, go ahead and throw. Tournament play, they'll typically start off your tee order with the order of people on the card. So in this particular case, Mike would throw first and then followed by each of the other players. As you work your way down the fairway, whoever's furthest from the target will throw next. And then when you move on to your next hole, it's whoever threw the best on the previous hole. So Schneebly would actually move up to throw first, and everybody else would stay in the same order.
Schneebly takes the box like a boss.
Mr. Schneebly?
Love me some Jack Black. All right, the cool thing about digital scoring is it not only tracks your scores, but it rearranges your tee order for you automatically, so you don't even have to think about it from hole to hole. So now you've teed off and hopefully throwing down the fairway, which is essentially just the preferred line of play between the tee pad and the target. It's a term that's kind of used loosely in most cases, but with disc golf, there's a lot of wooded courses, and the fairway becomes very evident to you. Like this particular hole, you can see a fairway to the left and a fairway to the right. And as long as you land in the open there, you're kind of in the fairway. If you don't land in that open area, you're definitely going to be in the rough or the woods. So in these cases, it's pretty distinct. But a lot of courses aren't going to be completely wooded like this. They're going to be partially treed. So you can have multiple lines to the target, and there really isn't a distinct fairway in this case. As long as you don't end up like tight and behind a tree somewhere, you're probably in a fairway, if you will. Well, that's how I will conclude part 1 of episode 4. I'll see you guys in the next video when we talk Mandos, OBs, marking your disc, putting area. So I'll see you then for part 2 of what are the basic rules.
Get it! Get it! Get it! Get it! Get it!